I took the whole month of December off. It was time spent with family. My husband and I celebrated our 10-year anniversary 2 weeks in Thailand, which was an experience. And then also the holidays and preparing for 2025. And we're here. We are in the new year, so happy new year to everyone. So just like a little recap of what happened over the last few weeks and kind of moving forward. I had an amazing time celebrating with family over the holidays. One thing that we were able to do was just talk about history. And I think it is really important for families to sit down and really talk about just things, right? Because sometimes there's miscommunications, misunderstandings, feelings get hurt, and sometimes you just need to clear the air of things that might have happened in the past. Then also kind of fun, depending upon what the history is like, really talking to prior generations to hear their story, how things came about. Now, my mom is originally from Trinidad, so really hearing that story on how she migrated to the United States in her early 20s was really good for me to hear and get some details that I never heard before, as well as my children and my nephew, to be able to really listen to these stories, because I don't think we take enough time to talk to the grandparents and really sit down and listen to their story, when they were younger, things that they went through, and just the milestones in their life to get to where they are today. So that was really great and a nice bonding experience with my family. Then we left and we went to Thailand, and we had no idea what to expect. It was a 2-week trip, 4 cities in Thailand, and it was definitely interesting. And I would go back to Thailand, but I would do it way different than what I did. And one thing, if you don't travel much, I do encourage you to travel and go to other countries and immerse yourself in their culture. One thing that I would say, it always makes me appreciative of where I am, where I live, coming home to my own bed. So I love to travel, but I also love to come home. The people in Thailand were really, really nice. I think I got tired of eating Thai food, and I was happy to come back. And the weather wasn't the best. And I would recommend, if you are going to Thailand, definitely make sure that you understand the wet season and dry season. Now, we did go during the dry season, but it wasn't as much sun as I would have liked. And when I talked to one of my tour guides, he was saying it's better to come January, February, because in those 2 months, it's 90% sun. So that's a change that I would make. Then the other thing is coming back, I got sick for a week and some days. So I'm just in the bed, sleepy, and then trying to adjust to this time, because Thailand is 12 hours ahead. So right now it's the morning, and for them it's the nighttime. So it was an adjustment there, trying to adjust to their time, because in the daytime I'm sleeping, we're tired. And finally, I feel like my husband and I were starting to adjust to the different time zones and not necessarily being sleepy during the daytime. But then now it's time to come back home. And coming back home was also an adjustment. We were up in the middle of the night. There were times that I woke up at 11 and I was just up for the rest of the night. I'm up cooking a chuck roast and pull my laptop out, and I just worked through the whole night. Now, I will say that was very peaceful. No phones ringing, no email notifications, no social media, because there's hardly anyone actually up on social media like that during that time. So it definitely was a productive time, but not necessarily good productive in terms of I need to be sleeping at nighttime and awake and productive during the daytime. That was a huge adjustment. And finally, I think this is gonna be like 2 weeks that we're back now. I think we might have adjusted. I'm still waking up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, but I am forcing myself to go back to sleep. So that was good. Then the other thing was really like getting prepared for 2025 and honestly trying to get re-motivated and get excited for the new year. And to be honest, I kind of just wasn't. Being sick, being off on the time, sleeping a lot just kind of made me feel like I just did not want to jump back in. And sometimes you have to, regardless if you're motivated or not, you got to just get up and you have to just do it. You're not always going to be interested in doing the things that you know that you need to do. One of the things for me is exercising. Don't feel like doing it, but you got to psych yourself up and do it anyway. And that's one of the traits between people that are successful and people that are not so successful is doing things even when you don't feel like doing them. And so I got up this morning and I exercised, and I did the other day as well, and hopefully it becomes a habit and I enjoy it at some point, but it's something that I know I need to do. And also with just working. So it was a long year, very busy, and I needed the downtime. So just now jumping back in, right? Starting with Q1, getting that hustle mentality back in and grinding and jumping back into business and getting things going sometimes can be really hard, honestly speaking. For some, maybe they stay motivated all year round, but for others, sometimes you just need a little pick me up. And during the time between when you're motivated and when you're not motivated, like you have to just keep on going. You can't stop. And then that motivation will kick in. Sometimes maybe you need to get around other people that are motivated that will help you get back into it. But just don't stop, don't quit, just keep going. So that is it. This video was a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay. It was a recap from a whole 4 weeks worth of not being on here. So I want to say Happy New Year to you guys. I hope that this year brings you everything that you want and that you stay encouraged, motivated, and you end the year happier than when you started it.